fit. He's been suspended and been defending himself about dirty tactics. Adam Jones has been in the news, but more than importantly, Joey Porter. If you don't remember, Joey Porter walked out onto the field basically to antagonize the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I know that's a Mike Tomlin, guy, but what I'm getting at, with that is that behavior like that is what we don't need. That's what you really need to focus on, keeping guys maybe in check. We've seen other coaches, one of the trainers, for the Miami Dolphins. They were on a punt return and he's sticking his leg out, tripping a Jets player. That's what we don't need to be teaching kids. So, Marvin, I need you to focus on stuff like that. Focus on your players, but also focus on staff members as well. Because if the players do it, any staff member is capable of doing it, as well. But as I digress, I'll fall back and let you guys tell me what you think in the chat room. So I want to send a shout out. I already said DJ Dollars and Cents. Kingsman Dads is up in the building as well. So what's up, Kingsman Dads? Miss Mocha Bella from X Squad Affiliates. She is in the building as well. And my man Vince Wright, host of Sports and More, and also Sports Done Right, and also Ringside with Vince Wright. The man does everything, the governor of Minnesota. So shouts out to my man Vince Wright as well. Let me jump in this chat. I think DJ with Dollars was saying something. He said, oh my gosh, who was this horrible rapper? DJ Dollars and Cents, what are you talking about? Horrible rapper. Nobody was rapping. Then DJ says, who is this rapping again? Dude just put the hook on loop 24/7. Is Lopan working the ones and twos? And then he tells me, Jelani, stop playing that whack mumble rap ish. You leave House of Fly alone, DJ Dollar and Cents. That's folks. That's family right there. So, hey, they ain't doing no mumble rap, man. No. So, we're going to get back into these topics that we're talking about. And last night, we had a game. And we were looking at this game possibly, getting scary because Boston, they were playing their butts off. They were actually, they played their butts off the previous game, but this game here, Cleveland had an opportunity to make adjustments to play against Boston. They struggled at the beginning. Cleveland won. We all know they won 112-99. But it was scary because LeBron picked up 4 fouls in the first half, and they were down by 10 points, 57-47 at halftime. So it just looked like LeBron was a little bit out of whack. Maybe not as effective, as you thought he should be. But when all else fell, go to Kyrie. Call Kyrie. Because once again, Kyrie Irving has saved the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I got no problem with it because that's what he's there for. When LeBron is struggling, he's there to pick him up. And boy, did he pick him up. The brother scored 21 points just in the third quarter. And he finished the game with, 42? I think he had a career high 42 points. Let me just double check and make sure. But 42 points for Kyrie Irving. And then LeBron, in the second half, he started, basically doing what LeBron does. And instead of shooting those threes, because he struggled early, he shot 1 for 6, behind the arc. So he started going to the basket. And 34 points in like 38 minutes. That's pretty good. And that's what they needed because they weren't really getting any more participation. Let's just call it that, from any of the other players. Kevin Love have a double-double. Don't get me wrong. 17-17. That's a monster because K-Love was all over the boards. But J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver had no points. That's crazy. He played 20 minutes with no points. Darren Williams only 2 points in 18 minutes. So it was the Kyrie show. And this is why you have to give Kyrie his props. Is he playing second fiddle? Yes. But he's finding his way, ladies and gentlemen. He is finding his way into this offense and knowing where he needs to insert himself and where to let LeBron or let someone else, take over. And that in itself is the maturation, of a guy that may possibly, end up being a superstar. Vince says, Cleveland is fine. Can they repeat? Vince, I think they can repeat. I got them, going to the finals, of course, but I got them winning in 7 games. It won't be easy, but I got them, going in 7 games. DJ Dollar Cent said, Jelani, what are your thoughts on Lou saying it's harder to prepare for Celtics versus Golden State? I think that's just really him trying to play mind games. Because I've called Golden State a grizzly bear, and I'll stick with that. Boston played well. They nibble at your feet and everything. I've already said that, they're on their way, but they're not there yet. So I don't take what Lou is saying, to heart, on that. That's more of a, guys, we need to focus. We need to get this over with. Stop playing around. We starting off too slow. We need to go ahead, kill them like we killed them the first, 2 games and get ready for this grizzly bear that's waiting on us out west, name the Golden State Warriors. So that's my thought, on that, DJ Dollar and Cents. You tell me what you think it is. DJ said, I think the game really propelled Kyrie for a huge final run. It definitely put him back in that limelight because last year he showed up big time. And that leads into my next topic and next question with this whole Kyrie Irving thing. So since Kyrie took over, in that game where LeBron was struggling at times, especially when he had to sit down with his 4 fouls, is it time for Bron? And this is just a question, ladies and gentlemen. Not that you have to, necessarily pick sides or anything, but is it time for LeBron to slide over just a little bit, and let Kyrie get some of that? Defer to Kyrie a little bit more. Because as we've seen, he's showed up in these big moments before. Even during the regular season, the first game that they played against Golden State, Kyrie was the reason why they won that game. He closed it out, for them. In the finals last year, he closed it out for them. So maybe this is like a baseball thing, LeBron is, the starting pitcher, and then you bring in, Mariano Rivera, which is Kyrie Irving, to close this out. This helps LeBron out very much so, to prolong in his excellence or his dominance, that he, provides in the NBA. Because if you got a guy that takes that pressure off of you like Kyrie does, why not use it? And they even talked about it, But the only thing that really concerns me, and we don't know yet because Kyrie was so young when LeBron came back to Cleveland. We don't know if Kyrie can carry that load by himself. Where it's just like, I'm going to give it to you, young fella. Basically like Shaq gave it to D-Wade. He just said, you know what? I'm going to sit back. I'm going to give it to this, this young kid. Let him do his thing. And I'm going to ride that wave, a little bit. And where you need me, I'll come in, and give you what you need. I don't know if Kyrie is there yet, but he's definitely figuring it out. So it remains to be seen. But I think at this point, I'm going to say that he can't do that just yet. Now, I'm not going to say he won't be able to, but he can't just yet. It's still too early. And we've seen what Kyrie did without LeBron, and now we've seen what he does with LeBron, and we've seen what D-Wade did without LeBron. It's not the same. It's not the same, but, it is what it is. Shouts out to my man BS3 Sports, Ben. He is also a part of X Squad affiliates. Check Ben out on Saturdays at 2 p.m. on Spreaker.com. So what up, Ben? Appreciate you jumping in, sir. Also, Slade is in the building as well, who has commented, said, Bron doesn't seem to be the type of player to mind to Euro step the limelight. And I agree with you to a certain degree, Slate. I think portions of the limelight he doesn't mind sharing. We already know, LeBron is not. It's no secret. He's not that assassin that Kobe and Mike is, but he doesn't have to be. That's not the only formula to get the job, done. But he still is a guy who got a big ego. So I think, he'll share a little bit of the limelight with Kyrie, and as he gets older and older and older, then that limelight will get brighter and brighter and brighter, for Kyrie. So shouts out to my man Sluggo, X-Squad affiliates member as well. He's in the building, so appreciate you jumping in here, Sluggo. But let's talk about, real quick, we're going to get on this Golden State talk. In the news, Draymond Green was talking about, being 12-0 doesn't mean anything. And the ultimate goal is however way you get there is just to, to win 16 games. And so 12-0 don't mean anything. What do y'all think? I mean, some people say it means something. I'm right there with Draymond on this. 12-0 don't mean nothing. 12-0 don't mean nothing. All it means, it got you to this point. 12-0 don't mean what you did in those previous 3 rounds is what you're going to do, in the finals. 12-0, doesn't automatically give you one win, to start the game off, start the series off. 12-0 does not intimidate the other team because they got there too. So they ready to play. The game is 4. And Grego is not in here, but I think Grego would, agree with me on this. The Patriots were 18-0 going into the Super Bowl. How did that work out for them? Because, and here's what I'm getting at with that, is that at the end of the day, they went 18-1. They lost the Super Bowl. No one brings up that team about being 16-0 during the regular season and then being 18-0 going into the Super Bowl. They just always bring up they lost the Super Bowl to the Giants. So for 12-0, he's absolutely right. Doesn't mean jack. Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't get you anything. All it did was got you to the NBA Finals. Sluggo said 12-0 means you get rest before the finals start. Exactly. You're gonna be probably the most fresh team. Yeah, well, you are because, nobody else has swept their way to the finals. So, yeah, you're going to be fresh. That's what 12-0 gets you. But that's it. It doesn't give you, any extra credit, if you will. The refs don't lean your way or anything like that. Lopan won't cheer for you or anything like that. Yeah, so Lopan ain't cheering for nobody because he hate the Golden State Warriors for some reason. Lopan, I don't understand why you hate the Golden State Warriors, man. They ain't even did nothing to you. Matter of fact, Lopan, Draymond Green is from the mitten. You should at least, be cheering for him, but you don't even like Draymond Green. Indeed. So I don't even get that, man. I mean, I can see you hating Big L, but I mean, man, show some love for the home teams. Lopan, man, jeez. But we'll get it. We'll stay into this NBA news and well, hold on. Let me go back. DJ Dollar, he might have said something. He said kind of like the Vikes hot start last year and the Twins, and they get crushed. He said, and they crashed and burned. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Vikes got off to an amazing start, and that defense was giving everybody the business. And we really thought that was going to continue throughout the season, and it caught up with them. And by the end of the season, no one was talking about the defense like they were talking about, or the Minnesota Vikings like they were talking about them at the beginning of the season, the first 6 games, into the seasons. DJ Dollar and Cents said, where the hell is Lopan from? Dollars and Cents, Lopan is from parts unknown. He really don't like putting his business out there because the feds are still looking for him. And he ain't trying to give them any leeway or any help, locating his whereabouts, But if you can find him or you can, look that up, let me know. Because I've been sworn to secrecy, and if you get it right, then I'll tell you that. But